Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Colleen. My name is Colleen Hammond. I'm a former on-camera meteorologist for the Weather Channel, turned executive image consultant, coach, mentor, and personal image stylist. Basically, I teach women how to dress to look their best and feel their best because, like it or not, people judge us in the blink of an eye. Today is part 3 in our continuing series on how to have more energy. We're not just talking about physical energy, we're talking about mental energy too. And we covered sleep the other day. We're going to talk about breathing, and we're going to get into workplace and relationships and all sorts of different techniques as far as meditation and whatnot. But breathing is essential. You need oxygen. And oxygen gives you energy. And so many studies have been done that shows that we don't breathe properly. Isn't that funny? That we need oxygen. You know, they have places called oxygen bars. An oxygen bar. You don't go in and drink, or they have portions of different establishments that are set aside for recreational oxygen. So it's legal, I guess. But it's like if you've been in the building all day and you come outside, and the weather's so beautiful, and you just, it just feels so good to get some fresh air in your lungs, right? You're getting more oxygen and you're doing this deep breath that's totally filling your lungs, because so many studies have been shown that we breathe in the top half of our lungs. And somebody said last week that women tend to be shallow breathers that breathe in the top half of their lungs, where men will fill their lungs more completely. Is that because we've all been taught to like suck in our gut? That as women, we're trying to hide our mummy tummy, and we're always, working on our abdomen so we don't let our abdomen get big? Not sure. So we need to learn how to breathe properly. Isn't that funny? You have to teach yourself how to breathe, because breathing is part of the autonomic nervous system. So it's things that are done automatically that are part of the autonomic nervous system. So like your heart, it beats without you telling it to beat. Your breathing, you just breathe naturally. But we take these little breaths and we breathe very shallow. So the key, and one of the first things that you do, right, when you go into the hospital, is to put you on oxygen. Have you ever been on oxygen in a hospital? They put the little cannula in your nose and you breathe. It's like, oh, wow, your head clears. You get this burst of energy. That's what you can do on a natural basis if you know how to breathe correctly. There's even hyperbaric oxygen therapy, where they'll put you in a pressurized room or a tank or an enclosure and give you pure oxygen. It increases your healing, increases your mood, it clears your system. So there's so many different things that oxygen can heal. We need it. We need it. So the exercise, I'm going to go through 5 exercises. And if you comment me below this video here on Facebook, I will send you through Facebook Messenger, I'll send you the link to these 5 different exercises or breathing exercises, plus a bonus exercise as well that we're not going to cover in the show. But women, a study that was done with women showed that 20%, women who practice breathing exercises had a 20% lower stress level. That's where the 20% comes in. They have a 20% lower stress level when they practice breathing exercises. So breathing and oxygen are directly linked with health, sleep quality. They'll put people on CPAP machines to help them breathe at night because they're not breathing correctly. Their performances in life, their performance in work, their interpersonal relationships. Just because it all works together. It all works together. If you're breathing better during the day, you sleep better at night, so you're thinking clearer, you're in a better mood, you're healthier, it all works together. So one of the things the military teaches is tactical breathing or combat breathing, so that in a stressful situation, the soldiers are taught to breathe properly so that they can keep themselves calm, focused, and responding properly and really save their lives. The other important thing to remember is to concentrate on the physical aspects of breathing, is breathing through your nose. Because when you breathe through your nose and you're using good posture and expand your belly, what happens is that the nose hairs are filtering the air as it goes in. So for most of the exercises, unless you're instructed differently, you're going to be breathing in through your nose, sometimes out through your nose, sometimes out through your mouth. It just depends. But the nose hairs will filter anything that's going in. It also will humidify the air that you're breathing in to be the proper humidity. Because if you're breathing in through your mouth, first of all, you're getting dust particles and pollen particles, and it's also dry air. So you're drying out your mouth, which could lead to dental and periodontal problems, periodontal disease. It could lead to problems with your vocal cords, because your vocal cords are getting dried out from the dry air or the pollen. Allergy problems can be worse because you're getting things into your lungs. People that suffer from COPD, one of the first things they do is teach them how to breathe through their nose and how to breathe properly, so they're getting the essential amount of oxygen that they need in their body. So for all of these exercises, again, you want to be in a comfortable position. Some of these breathing exercises will give you more energy. Some of them will relax you. A couple of them you can use either way. Do you want to be more energized? Do you want to relax? They can help you calm down to facilitate sleep. Or Dr. Andrew Wheel, if you're familiar with him, he says one of these, instead of having coffee in the afternoon, or if you don't have time for a power nap, do one of these exercises for 1 minute, and I'll get to that exercise in just a minute. Good morning, Connie. Lots of oxygen bars in Vegas, says Anne Marie. Didn't realize that. That's crazy. So, good morning, Anne. So let's get into these. Number one is you need to learn how to breathe. More energy, please, says Connie. You need to learn the proper techniques for breathing. So one of those ways, or the way actually, so this is the first technique, is learning how to breathe through and to expand your abdomen. So if you've ever done any type of Tai Chi or Qigong, any type of martial arts, one of the things they concentrate on with the movements is proper breathing techniques. I know some people do yoga. I think one of the links goes to a yoga page, but because it was a good breathing technique, not because I'm recommending yoga or that particular page. But learning to breathe through your nose, right? And see how you're breathing. If you put one hand on your chest and another hand down by your belly button on your abdomen and you breathe, what hand is moving? It shouldn't be your top hand. And 90% of the time when I work with clients and first teach them this, it's this hand that's moving, the hand that's on their sternum. So you want to focus your breathing lower. So we have to unlearn bad techniques of breathing, believe it or not. But that's to be your natural way to breathe. So by putting your hand, first of all, you want to sit comfortably or lie comfortably in bed, like put it with COPD patients. The link will take you to a COPD page for this particular exercise. We'll teach you how to do it sitting or lying down, depending. And again, if you do have health issues, consult your doctor. So one hand on your upper chest, another hand just below your rib cage or right over the top of your belly button. And then you're going to breathe in slowly through your nose. But what you want to concentrate on is this lower hand that's over your belly button coming out. You should also feel your lungs, your rib cage expand into the chair behind you. And depending on if you want to energize or if you're trying to relax, you will either purse your lips to exhale. So whatever works better for you and whatever you're trying to do. So again, inhaling. And practice that. And right away, you may feel lightheaded. And if you feel lightheaded within the first couple of breaths, that's oxygen. And your body's not used to it. It's like, whoa, what's all that? So just by doing this a couple of times, you sometimes may just need to take a minute out and do a little bit of belly breathing. Just focus on expanding your abdomen so that your lungs can fully fill all the way to the bottom of your lungs. So that's the first way. And the first thing you really should do is to learn how to breathe, to make sure you're doing abdominal breathing or belly breathing so that your belly is expanding, your belly button's moving out of the way so that your lungs can fully fill up side to side and top to bottom. So this will improve your energy. It will give you a sense of relaxation depending on what you're thinking about. Are you thinking of relaxing or are you thinking of energizing? Do you need more oxygen to be more energized? Or do you need to control your breathing to calm yourself down? So You may feel recharged after you do belly breathing, or you may feel relaxed. So depending on what you want. Number 2 is called square breathing. And this square breathing is used to focus and relax. And military kind of uses this. It's a little bit different. Combat tactical breathing is a little bit different from this. But I believe this originated in Qigong. I think this is part of martial arts, and it's intended to help you feel the energy, or what they refer to as qi, the energy, the energy moving through your body. Because you know what? Our bodies have a lot of electricity in them. I've told you before, my husband's body kills watches. His electrical current in his body just sucks batteries out of watches and kills them. So energy is flowing through your body. You've got your nervous system is all energy. That's how you think. That's how you feel. It's all energy. So when you're breathing, what happens when you're breathing slowly and deeply, it activates your hypothalamus in your brain. And that's connected to your pituitary gland. And that will block stress hormones. That will, it'll send out blockers to block cortisol or adrenaline from being released. So just by doing this deep breathing technique and focusing on relaxing, and the way you are controlling this breathing, and this box breathing or square breathing, will activate different parts of your brain that will release different hormones into your bloodstream. And as a chemist, I appreciate all that kind of stuff. So then it will also secrete hormones that will decrease your blood pressure and your heart rate. So the square breathing technique is very scientific and very chemically oriented in how it controls the energy in your body and how it relaxes you. So 4 components make up a square, correct? And they're all equal sides. So square has 4 equal sides. So you have an inhale, an exhale, or an inhale, a space after the inhale, which is where you hold the breath, an exhale, and then a space after the exhale. So you can visualize a square, you can visualize lines. Just 4 equal parts is what you want to visualize. Some people start with a count of 4, some people start with a count of 2, but quite frankly, it depends on how fast you're counting. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's not very relaxing, right? So inhale 2, hold it 2, exhale 2, hold it 2. Inhale 2, hold it 2, exhale 2, hold it 2. So if you do this just a few times, how are you feeling when you exhale? If you are wanting to relax, you want to do like a body check. Check the tension in your jaw, the tension in your neck or your shoulders. See where you're holding that energy, or you're holding that tension, you're holding that stress. So how you're feeling that moment during the exhale, the first couple of times you're exhaling, that'll tell you your state right now. Are you tense? Are you stressed? Are you doing fight, flight, or freeze? Are you too relaxed and you're like, oh, I'm so relaxed? Maybe you need to focus on energizing, that this is going to bring you more energy. But this is a method of relaxing. And sometimes when people get to exhale and then they hold that for the count of 2, they kind of panic. You're going to breathe again, but relax into it. And that's also telling you your mental state as well. So when you exhale, just monitor and take note of how you're feeling about that at that particular time. I hope that makes sense. Number 3, this is extended exhaltation. And this is to give you more energy, believe it or not. So many breathing exercises focus on breathing in. This one focuses on breathing out. So you will have a longer inhale than you do an exhale, which is why we're going to focus on exhaling longer. Sometimes this is referred to as 1-2 breathing, where square breathing is called 4-4-4-4, but this one's sometimes referred to as 1-2. It's like a count of 1 to inhale and a count of 2 to exhale. But in general, really what you're trying to do is force all of the air out of your lungs. So that what happens is the next breath in, now you have more room in your lungs for more fresh, clean air which means more oxygen, which is why this is more energizing. So you're working with a smaller volume of lung capacity because you're not getting all of that air out, and you want all of it out. So by focusing on just pushing it out, pushing it out, pushing it out, pushing it out, this can be an indicator of stress. And that rapid breathing is a creator of stress. So this will, again, activate the hypothalamus in your brain and help you block the stress hormones and release the hormones that are going to decrease your heart rate and your stress level. So after you inhale, a count of 1, exhale for a count of 2, and then exhale a little bit more. Tighten up your belly, push out some more, a little bit more. Make sure, like, I sound like a cat with a hairball. And then inhale gently and normally. You should, even after that first one, it should be, whoa, I have more energy, because you get more oxygen. Or you may feel dizzy. So by completely emptying your lungs, naturally your next breath is going to be bigger and you're going to take more oxygen in. So then making sure expel all that oxygen again. And then the next breath, you're going to get even more oxygen. So you can see how this can be very, very energizing. So it's a count of 1 in and 2 out, or 2 in and 4 out. You're just going to exhale twice as long as you inhale, which is kind of normally backwards. That's from how we normally breathe. So that's exercise number 3. Number 4 is what they call stimulating breathing. Sometimes they call it bellows breathing, or belly bellows breathing. That's what I was trying to say. It's kind of a tongue tire. So anyway, this is the one that Dr. Andrew Weil recommends instead of coffee or a power nap in the afternoon if you don't have time for a power nap. If you've ever been to High Performance Academy with Brendan Burchard, he covers this. And I remember the first time I was at High Performance Academy, we were like a room of 800 people and we were all doing this. It was hilarious. And I'm in the front row at that particular session. I have VIP status, so I like to sit up in the front. And you just kind of turn around and you watch everybody doing this, and some people are, it's like, well, be really careful. So this can be a good workout too, because you're using so much of your core and so much of your abdomen. And so you'll feel if you're doing this right, and I'm not going to do it because it's really funky, but this is the link. So if you comment me below, I'll send you the link to Dr. Andrew Weil doing this. And it's similar to panting. So I can't do this for a full minute. I can only do this. I'm up to 20 seconds now. When I first started this, I could only do it for about 5 or 10 seconds because I get so lightheaded. That's how much oxygen I was missing. And when I was doing my cancer treatments last year, I went in for the oxygen therapy, and I would come out of there so lightheaded, clear-headed, but so lightheaded because I'm just not used to that much oxygen. So Dr. Andrew Weil says, oh, you may only be able to do this for 30 seconds. So don't be surprised if you can only do it for about 5 or 10. So if you just practice this in the middle afternoon, it can be very effective. So basically what you're doing, it's all through your nose, which is why I'm not going to do it, because I don't, want to shoot stuff out of my nose all over the place. But you breathe in through your nose and then out very forcefully through your nose. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, which is why they call it bellows breathing or panting breathing. But what you're focusing on is pushing it out. And it kind of goes with what I said before in breathing exercise number 3, where you're doing all that exhaltation. You're trying to force as much oxygen and air out of your lungs to make room for good air. So basically it's, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out through your nose. Okay, I'll do it for just a second. So, all right, I'm going to back up a little bit. So, see, that's why I'm not going to do it. So you're breathing in as much as you can and out as fast as you can. So in as much as you can, and then forcing it out as rapidly out as you can. So you're really forcing it. So you're squeezing your entire core and your abdomen to force that breath out of your nose and out of your lungs as quickly as possible. I hope nothing shot on my nose. That'd have been really embarrassing. So skip this one if you have a history of high blood pressure or heart problems or panic attacks or anything, because this will shoot your blood pressure up. All right, number 5 is called 478. Now, I don't know where this one came from, quite frankly. And why 7? I have no clue. But anyway, so this is very effective to be calming and tranquilizing. This has also been used to help control food cravings. So it helps you fall asleep at night. This is where I learned it, was Dr. Amen in the sleep clinic. So there's a bunch of different techniques this is used for. With this one, there's a couple of different things that you're doing at the same time. So first of all, your tongue needs to be on the roof of your mouth behind your teeth. Now, I've learned 2 different ways to do this. One was to put your tongue on the highest point of the roof of your mouth, and the other one is to put it behind your teeth, but not touching your teeth, just behind, on the roof of the mouth, just behind your teeth. So you want to use this if you know you're going into a situation where you might be upset. Remember, in sleeping, we talked about banking sleep. This is banking stress. So you want to go, if you know you're going into a stressful situation, this will help you calm and tranquilize and get all those hormones in your body that you need to keep yourself under control. Use it if you are feeling any internal tension. You carry tension in your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, your stomach. In the class on stress, we talked about learning to read your body. And also in the class on emotional intelligence, we talked about reading your body too. And this can also be used for people with mild to moderate anxiety. Speak with your doctor about this. So again, it's naturally tranquilizing for the body because it triggers the hypothalamus, which triggers the pituitary, which is going to help you calm down. It'll block cortisol and adrenaline, and then it'll also release hormones to help reduce your heart rate and your blood pressure. So you breathe in the count of 4, and you have to be careful and make this 4, not 1, 2, because you have 7 and 8 coming up. So in for 4, you hold for 7. I don't know why 7. It's the perfect number. You hold for 7, and then you exhale 8. In for 4, hold for 7, exhale 8. And again, this is all done through your nose. And remember to keep your tongue located on the roof of your mouth. And play around for you. I know for me, like I said, I learned the 2 different ways, but for me, having it on the roof of mouth by my teeth isn't as relaxing for me as it is if I have it on the roof of my mouth, like on the highest point of the roof of my mouth. So I hold my tongue back there, and other people hold it closer to the front of their mouth. So experiment with that to see which one works for you the best. So it's in for 4. Hold for 7. Out for 8. So I'm getting lightheaded just doing it. So depending on, and again, I use this for relaxing, and you can use it to prepare to go in any situation. So again, comment me below. I'll send you a Facebook message that will give you the links to all these, plus a bonus counting technique too. So use the forced exhalation or the stimulated, like bellows breathing, when you need energy. You can do that in the middle of the afternoon. You can do that anytime you get prepared to do a live show. Square breathing or the 4-7-8 breathing are good for relaxing, calming the mind, reducing stress, controlling food cravings. And belly breathing is something you should really practice to make sure that when you are breathing in, that you're expanding your belly and that your chest is moving against the chair behind you, to make sure you're filling your lungs as properly as possible. So you really can leverage the power of breathing to give yourself more energy or to help reduce stress. And if you do this a couple of times a day for a couple of minutes, maybe just 5 minutes a day, and that's the study that said a 5-minute breathing exercise each day, and you can combine it with bedtime. You can combine it with your meditation time. You can throw it in the middle of the afternoon when you need a boost for energy. But 5 minutes of any type of breathing is going to increase the oxygen levels in your body. Even 1 minute will increase the oxygen levels in your body. It will reduce 20% reduction in stress overall. And you can't beat those odds. So which one are you going to try first? Of course, I recommend doing number one first to make sure that you're inhaling and you're expanding your belly and expanding your rib cage in the back to make sure you're actually getting air into your lungs. But of the other techniques, which one are you going to try first? And then let me know. Let me know if you feel dizzy, which means probably you're getting more oxygen. How does this make you feel? Did you feel relaxed? Did you feel more energized? How is this working for you? Just let me know. And then tomorrow, or in the next episode, if you're watching live, it's going to be tomorrow. But if you're watching this on the playlist or in a different area, the next video is going to talk about energy in the workplace and how our work environment or the people around us can either give us more energy or decrease our energy, and what to do about that. So I'll see you next time. Okay, I didn't disappear. I should have told you that. All right, let me stop my recording.